Imagine a medieval battlefield. Many envision chaotic, disorganized skirmishes. However, recent studies reveal that medieval military strategies were far from primitive. In fact, they often drew from ancient Roman military wisdom. This episode will uncover how Roman military manuals, especially Vegetius de Re Militari, shaped the strategies of Europe's medieval armies, influencing leaders from the Carolingians to the Ottonians. When the Roman Empire fell, the West entered what some call the Dark Ages. Yet, contrary to stereotypes, Roman military knowledge didn't vanish. Ecclesiastical scholars, driven by the Carolingian Renaissance, meticulously preserved and studied Roman military treatises. These manuals became invaluable guides for medieval rulers seeking to organize and train armies. Central to this story is Vegetius, a Roman official from the late 4th century. Likely a Christian with no direct combat experience, he compiled De Re Militari, a manual of military principles based on earlier Roman works. Vegetius' aim? To solve the military problems of his time by reviving the methods that had made Rome's legions unstoppable. The manual's 4 books delve into recruitment, training, organization, tactics, and even naval warfare. Vegetius famously wrote, "If you want peace, prepare for war." This timeless principle shaped the thinking of medieval military elites. De Re Militari became a cornerstone of medieval military education. Over 200 copies survive, reflecting its widespread influence. Monastic libraries, from St. Denis near Paris to St. Gall in Switzerland, safeguarded these manuscripts. Even secular leaders like Louis the German and Charles the Bald used them to address threats like Viking raids and Slavic incursions. The manual wasn't confined to the Latin West. Its ideas permeated Byzantine military thought, appearing in texts like the Strategicon of Emperor Maurice. Another influential Roman work was Frontinus Stratagemata, a compilation of military strategies and examples. Unlike Vegetius, Frontinus was a seasoned commander, serving in Britannia under Emperor Domitian. His work offered practical advice on outwitting enemies, often bound together with De Re Militari in medieval manuscripts. During the 9th century, Carolingian scholars like Hrabinus Maurus adapted Roman manuals to suit contemporary warfare. For example, Hrabinus wrote a treatise for Lothar II, blending Vegetius ideas with practical advice for training soldiers. The Carolingian Renaissance also fueled an educational push that extended to military theory. Monastic and secular leaders alike studied these texts, ensuring their continued relevance. The enduring value of Roman manuals is best exemplified by the Battle of the River Raxa in 955. Facing the rebellious Abadrites, Emperor Otto I likely drew upon Vegetius principles. According to De Re Militari, securing river crossings is critical. Otto followed this advice by building fortifications and employing misdirection. He used artillery, similar to the ballistae described by Vegetius, to distract the enemy while secretly constructing pontoon bridges downstream. When the Abadrites focused on Otto's main force, a detachment crossed undetected, flanking the enemy. This strategy, rooted in Roman principles, ensured Otto's decisive victory. The influence of De Re Militari didn't end with the Carolingians or Ottonians. It remained a cornerstone of military thought into the early modern period. Leaders like Charles the Bold and even theorists like Clausewitz referenced its ideas. Vegetius and Frontinus provided more than tactical advice. They offered a vision of organized, disciplined warfare that resonated across centuries. Their works bridged the worlds of ancient Rome and medieval Europe, shaping battles and campaigns alike. The survival and adaptation of Roman military manuals illustrate the continuity of knowledge across eras. Far from being a time of chaos, medieval Europe drew deeply from Rome's intellectual and military legacy. This legacy wasn't merely passive. It was a living, evolving body of knowledge. Monastic scribes and scholars meticulously preserved these texts, but they also interpreted and adapted them to fit the challenges of their own time. As Europe faced new threats, from Viking raiders in the west to Magyar horsemen in the east, leaders turned to these ancient works, not out of nostalgia, but because they provided solutions that could be applied to a changing world. The principles outlined by Vegetius, like the importance of discipline and preparation, resonated deeply in a medieval context. Kings and generals understood that maintaining a standing army, though costly, was crucial for long-term stability. Even the emphasis on training recruits before battle found echoes in the structured military reforms of figures like Charlemagne and his successors. Moreover, the Roman manuals offered a sense of legitimacy. To rule effectively, medieval leaders needed not only military strength but also intellectual authority. By aligning themselves with Rome's martial wisdom, they positioned their kingdoms as heirs to the greatness of the ancient empire. This ideological connection reinforced their power and prestige, both at home and abroad. From the orderly ranks of the Carolingian armies to the siege tactics of the Ottonians, the imprint of Roman military thought is unmistakable. What might seem like isolated examples, Otto I's use of pontoon bridges or the systematic organization of medieval armies, are, in fact, threads in a larger tapestry. They reflect the enduring relevance of Roman strategy and its ability to adapt to new contexts and challenges. By studying these connections, we gain a deeper understanding of the medieval world, not as a break from antiquity, but as a bridge between the classical and modern eras. The echoes of Rome resounded not just in its ruins, but on the battlefield, in the halls of power, and in the minds of the leaders who shaped the medieval world. This enduring legacy of Roman military wisdom extended beyond practical battlefield strategies. It shaped the very ethos of medieval leadership, blending the discipline and structure of Rome with the emerging chivalric ideals of the medieval aristocracy. The manuals, particularly De Re Militari, became more than instructional guides. They were symbols of intellectual and cultural continuity, revered as treasures of ancient knowledge adapted to contemporary challenges. The integration of these texts into court libraries and educational programs further underscores their significance. For medieval rulers, mastery of such knowledge was a mark of legitimacy and sophistication. A leader versed in the strategies of Rome was not only a capable commander but also a steward of civilization, entrusted with the guardianship of wisdom passed down through the ages. This interplay between Roman military theory and medieval practice illustrates a profound reality. Warfare was never merely a matter of brute force. It demanded foresight, preparation, and a deep understanding of both human nature and the art of conflict. Roman manuals provided frameworks for these complexities, grounding medieval strategies in principles that transcended time and geography. The battles fought with these strategies, from the river crossings of Otto I to the sieges orchestrated by Carolingian generals, were not just victories of arms but triumphs of intellect. They exemplify how the medieval world did not merely inherit the past but actively engaged with it, reshaping and reinterpreting Roman ideas to meet new realities. In this way, the echoes of Rome in medieval military thought remind us of the enduring power of knowledge. The wisdom of antiquity did not vanish with the fall of empires. It evolved, finding new life in the aspirations of medieval leaders who sought to unify their fractured world under the enduring shadow of Roman greatness. This is the legacy of Rome, a wisdom so profound that it survived centuries of upheaval, influencing countless generations and proving that the lessons of the past still hold power in shaping the future.